Hello everyone, welcome to my desk. This is where I live when I'm not underwater. Today's video I am going to be introducing you, showing you my amazing scuba wardrobe. It's a new addition to where I'm living at the moment. My best friend moved out, so now I have a whole room to myself, which of course I have turned into my scuba wardrobe. Let's talk a little bit about a scuba wardrobe. Do people have scuba dive wardrobes? Probably not to the extent that I do, and this video is also going to explain how I get all of my gear, where all my gear is from, and how I have so much gear. But let's start with the story, because not that long ago I didn't own any gear at all. And then when I decided to do my dive master, I thought I have to buy some gear, and I bought my first set of gear off eBay. Wouldn't recommend it really. I mean, buying a regulator off eBay which has been used, is it good? I don't know. I took it straight to be serviced and it seemed to be okay, and it actually did me good for about a year, and I still have it now, my beloved regulator. I bought my first wetsuit off eBay, and even before that I remember going to Utila to do my advanced open water, and I saw this girl and she had head to toe brand new Scubapro gear with all the pink trims, pink fins, everything pink, everything brand new. And I looked at her and I genuinely thought I will never be able to afford full brand new gear like her. And I asked her how she got it, and she said that her mum got it for her as a congratulation passing her instructor exam. And I was like, damn, I am never going to have all pretty new full gear like this girl. But let's fast forward to where we are now, and I'm introducing you to my scuba wardrobe, which has always actually been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to have a room just for my scuba gear. A lot of you have been asking how I have so much gear, why I have so much gear. Well, obviously you know, I'm the founder of Girls at Scuba, which is the world's largest female dive community. And with something that big comes an influence, and with an influence comes brands knocking at your door asking to send you equipment. That's one of the perks of the job, and it's amazing. People want to send you gear because they want you to wear their gear, and they want you to take pictures of their gear, and they want you to tell everyone if it's good or if it's not good or what you think about it. And that's fine. That's how influencer marketing works. People get free stuff, they wear it, they tell their viewers about it, their followers. So a lot of what I've got has actually been sent to me. A lot of what I've got is gifted, but what I will do is go through what was gifted to me, what I paid for, what I've picked up along the way. The great thing about that though is the brands, just by sending you gear, unless you're actually under a paid contract with them, they cannot tell you what to say about it. They cannot say you need to tell everyone good things about this. So I can be completely honest with all of my gear that I've got in there. I can be completely honest with you, give you an honest review, tell you what I love, tell you what I don't love, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm now in my spare room, aka my scuba dive wardrobe, which you can see me behind me there, and also in here. So let's take a little closer look at everything I've got. Right, let's start at the bottom. So at the bottom I have got my fins, my Mk1 Apex babies, pink. I love them. They are my favourite fins. The ones there, over there, the Scubapro ones, they were ones that I bought myself when I first moved to Egypt, and I was first developing Girls at Scuba. So I actually bought those ones in England. I think they were about £120. The Mk1 were given to me by Apex. And then behind them, I've got some new Aqualung fins. These are their brand new Storm fins in raspberry colour, and they're going to be what I'm using in Socorro, flying there tomorrow. Booties. Aqualung ones, they just sent me these yesterday, and I've never used them obviously, so I'm taking those to Socorro with me. They look amazing. I love their like galaxy prints, but I think they're going to be too big for me. These are the boots that I have had since the day I started diving. I'm always surprised at how well boots like keep their quality. That's why I've never bought another one. So actually those Aqualung boots are the first ones that I've had in probably like 6 or 7 years, because these ones have done me proud, and they were about £20. Behind it, we have got some very, very crappy Marez freediving fins that I do not recommend. They're plastic and they're crap. I'm getting some new Aqua ones this month, which I'm super, super excited about as I get more and more into freediving, so that would be great. Maybe you want to see my face a bit more rather than just hear me talk. So what else have we got in this lower part? I've got some hoods. I've got a 3mm Hydro 4th Element Beauty, which they did send to me, gifted to me, and haven't used that yet, so hopefully use that in Scubapro. I've got a pink tank banger. Gonna be honest, I've never ever used a tank banger before, but it was sent by one of our suppliers at Girls at Scuba store as a sample to see if maybe we want to sell them. So I'm going to take my tank banger. I'm going to see some dolphins. I'm going to be tanking my banger, banging my tanker. Let's see. I've got some reels. I've got 2 reels here. Oh, I think I've got 3 actually. Oh, the other one has dropped. Yeah, so I've got 2 SMBs and 3 reels. This is my new reel, which again we're going to look at selling at Girls at Scuba. It's aluminium. I love it. I much prefer it to the plastic ones. And then that's our Girls at Scuba SMB, which is here. I think that's it for the lower part. A couple of SMBs, some fins. See, I only actually have 3 pairs of fins. And well, 1 freediving pair and 3 scuba pairs, and so those Scubapro ones are the first ones I ever bought, and they're still with me, although I don't really use them anymore since I've got these absolutely sexy little babies, my RK13s. Since I've had those, I haven't really used any other fin at all because they're so powerful, they're so small, and they're so easy to travel with. They are, at the moment, 2020, my ultimate favourite fin, so that's the Apex RK1 Freeze. Okay, let's go up to the mask stand. Got a lot, let me explain. So, let's first look at them. So all of these ones, these coloured ones, they are the Oceanic Shadows. And it was this Oceanic Shadow, just black one, is the first ever mask I bought. I did use another mask before. Somebody, when I was working on a liveaboard in Micronesia, I was borrowing one and it broke, and a really nice lady gave me her spare mask, and this is a Marez, I'm actually not sure what it was, liquid it says or something. So I used that when I was first working as a DM, but I genuinely couldn't afford to buy a mask. So I borrowed that one, and then when I moved to Egypt and I could afford a mask, I bought the Oceanic Mini Shadow, and from that day forward I've never used another mask, and I absolutely love them. And I know some of the guys over at Oceanic, and they see some of the photos and they're like, why are you always wearing a black one? Try out our new colours. So they sent me these beautiful new colours for me to use on Girls at Scuba trips. So actually what I do is I bring them on the trips and the girls can try them and they can have some great photos, and there's no black masks. I actually think in our last Jordan trip nobody had a black mask. It was amazing. I like a bit of colour, so yeah, it was nice to have a bit of colour on the mask. So the Oceanic Shadow I do have in every single colour. Lucky me, I know. Let's talk about some of the other masks that I've got in here. This I'm really looking forward to using. This is a new one from Aqualung, and the main reason I'm looking forward to using it is the strap. It's like a ski strap. I have not used that. Again, this is brand new. This only just came out. It's a new raspberry colour, which is the same colour as the fins that I've got to try. I'll be bringing that to Scubapro with me. I also have it in yellow. I don't know if yellow is my colour, but I'll give it a go. That one doesn't have the like ski style strap on it. You do have to buy the strap as extra. So those are the Aqualung plasma masks in raspberry and in yellow. I actually do have a video which talks more about those and the fins, so I'll link that below and you can watch that one also to get a bit more information. What else are we on? Okay, freediving masks. So I have a couple of freediving masks because I massively love freediving now. Got into it a couple of years ago and just starting to kind of collect some gear. First ever freediving mask I bought, which was only last year, a couple of years ago, which is just the basic Cressy Nano. You'll see those everywhere. I think I got it off Amazon. It was about £25 or £30. I also got one in white. I got that at a dive show, so I bought both of those. I mean, they're low volume because they're freediving masks, but I find them super small for my face. And then I've got these two new ones from Aqualung. I haven't tried them yet, but this, I'm into this. I like this kind of style. Let's take a look. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, I'm feeling this style. I like it, it's still low volume. So yeah, mainly the oceanic shadows, mini shadows. I've got some more over there. The new Aqualung plasmas, the Cressy nanos, and then also new freediving masks from Aqualung behind this. I've got a collection of Girls at Scuba mask straps and snorkels. Those snorkels actually go with the new plasmas. So you've got the raspberry and yellow, as you can see there, for the new plasmas. And then I think that's most of my dive masks. I know it's excessive, but as I said, I didn't pay for them all. Okay, on to dive computers. So it might look to you like I have a load of dive computers, and to some extent you're right, but to some extent there isn't actually loads there. These 1, 2, 3, I think there's another one somewhere. Sunto D5s are display Suntos. They're fake, they're not real. They were sent to me by Sunto, along with a real one, I must say, just for photos and also for the straps. So, while it does look like I've got 4 Sunto D5s, that would be ridiculous because you don't need that many. I've only got 1 Sunto D5 and it is my favourite dive computer. I tried out a few. But the Sunto D5 for me is just perfect for freediving and for scuba diving, so that's the one that you're going to see me wear most of the time. So that one was gifted, and I've got my Sunto D4i, which was the second dive computer I ever had. The first one was like a brand that I can't even remember, one of the like massive ones, and I think it was about £200, which at the time when I was doing my DM was the most expensive piece of equipment I ever bought. So when I upgraded to my Sunto D4i here, it was like the love of my life for like 3 years. I did probably 300 or 400 dives on it. I love it. I still love it. I will keep it forever. I want it to be like displayed forever once these ones are no longer cool, but I still think they're really cool. But definitely the D5, the technology is crazy more advanced than the D4i. But yeah, you know, the D4i came out years ago and D5 just came out last year. So you would expect it to be a bit better. What else have I got? I have got the Garmin Mk1, which for a lot of people, probably before the new Shearwater Teric came out and the D5, was like the dive computer to have. It's about £900 and I could personally never afford that. But Garmin actually sent it to me for a review and to test it out, and I didn't like it. I don't know, I think it's because not long after I then did get the D5, and the D5 for me is just so much better. It's so much more brighter, clearer. It's so much more simple. I found the Garmin had too much going on. It also used to constantly vibrate on my wrist, which I obviously then did turn off. But those first few dives when I couldn't work out how to turn it off was very annoying. Yeah, it's great, I think, if you're doing like a multi-sports, if you're doing diving and you're also using it for running and stuff. For me, it just offered too much information that I didn't need to see constantly on my wrist when recreational diving to 30 metres. However, I can definitely appreciate that it is a very good dive computer, and I'm definitely gonna keep trying it and see if I can kind of simplify it a little bit just for the diving that I do. So yeah, Mk1 Garmin. I actually bought a new strap for it as well. I just bought a strap off Amazon, which is about £8. So changed it from black to purple. I'm not bringing it on this trip. I'm going to bring my D5 and the new one that I just got from Aqualung. I bring in my new Aqualung, which is the Aqualung i770R. It's got a big bright screen. It's supposed to be great for like traveling recreational divers who appreciate kind of easy to understand dive computers, so I'll be bringing that, giving it a go. That is the second shelf, the masks and the dive computers, and now up to the last shelf, which is luggage, dive luggage. And actually a lot of you have been asking questions on this one. I did do another video about how to travel carry-on only with your scuba stuff, which is also linked below, and that was with the yellow bag. You can see up there is the duffel bag, which is carry-on size, but I'm not travelling carry-on only. I'm going to Socorro for 10 days. I've got some regulator bags there. That's just like a mesh dive bag for kind of everyday diving. I've got the Aqualung Duffel Explorer 2, which is the one that I did the review on. That's carry-on only. Up there is just a backpack, Aqualung backpack, which is amazing also. I love it. I got that one at Dima, I think, in Florida, or Vegas. Where did I go? Florida. What else have we got here? This is the new Aqualung Legend series regulators, which I'll show you later. A couple of Hollis torches. To be honest, this one is a more technical one. That's more of a recreational one. And then my tools, and then just a couple of mask boxes. That's actually a Kraken iPhone housing and mask boxes. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about luggage. Yeah, luggage comes up a lot, rightfully so. It's really hard to pack as a scuba diver. I've done another video about what to pack for liveaboard and dive trips, and in that video you'll hear me say that I don't use a dive bag. I actually use a hard case suitcase. This time I am going to be trying out that beautiful Glacier. Okay, so here is the Aqualung roller. I'm just going to show you. So yeah, let's talk honestly about dive bags. I do not understand why somebody can't develop a dive bag which has 4 wheels and can just roll, because every single dive bag just has 2 wheels and it's really hard to just roll and carry like any other normal suitcase. So dive luggage, this is what I use. So the Aqualung roller I'm speaking about, that is the carry-on only Aqualung Explorer. That is just a normal backpack. Well, I say normal, but you can literally fit everything. You put your fins on the front and everything. And then that's just a mesh day bag. And then this is what I use as a hard case travel bag. So 2 more pieces of equipment to go through, and that is regulators and BCDs, and they are on my lovely little scuba rack here because they can't actually fit in that wardrobe behind me. So let's go take a look at regulators. Here we go. So how many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full sets of regulators. So why do I need 5 regulators? Well, it's the same story as before. I first bought a regulator off eBay about 6 years ago, and I used that for probably 2 years, and then I purchased a second regulator, brand new, so my first ever brand new regulator, and from then that's when I started Girls at Scuba, and where we've been doing quite a lot of testing, a lot of reviews, and obviously brands want us to be seen wearing their regulators, so that's kind of why I've got a collection of 5. And yeah, let's take a look at the ones that I've got. This is the one that I got off eBay, that first Cressy one. It's been through a lot, you know, probably with whoever else owned it before. As you can see, it is not in good condition, but it still works. It's got a lot of knocks and scratches. It's quite big. It's not a very sexy regulator, but it's pretty old school, and I'm gonna keep it for the rest of my life. Look how big that is now compared to the regulators that we're used to. I love it. It's the first regulator I ever had. Just looking closely, it's not in amazing condition. I probably won't ever use it again, but I'm gonna keep it as a keepsake. Next up, Scubapro Mk 17 Evo. I probably bought this around 3 years ago, and this is the first brand new dive regulator I got, and it's great. I don't think it was particularly well rinsed. You can kind of see there's a bit of eroding. I actually see it there. Yeah, it could probably do with a bit of TLC. Good regulator, and I probably used it in about 150 dives. Did a couple of courses on it, taken it around the world. So yeah, it's done me really, really well. And the only reason that I stopped using it is because then I got sent a better regulator. Aqualung Mk1. This is a great little regulator. It is a really, really good one for recreational travelling divers. Somebody actually asked a question on Instagram earlier, what regulator would you recommend, or gear would you recommend for open water divers? And I would say for your regulator, a Aqualung Mk1. They're really great, they're really small, they're very light. They breathe really easily. They're just a very, very good standard of like a first regulator. So I really, really recommend them. Favourite regulator of all time, the Apex XL4. This is a great, great, great regulator. High performance, light, so easy to travel with. Used in all water conditions. You ice dive in with it, super versatile, just very high performance, a great regulator. I would think you hear a lot of people saying good things about XR4. I love it, I love it, it's great. It is my regulator of choice at the moment. It's always the one that I grab to take diving with me. I think if you are a beginner diver, you're just trying to look for your first set of equipment, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Maybe it's a little bit too high performance, don't necessarily need it if you are just recreationally diving like once a year on holiday or twice a year on holiday or something. Also, it's probably out of the price range you're looking for if you are just starting out. Looking for a reg that is great for beginners, is great for all-round recreational diving, again is still high performance, easy breathing, then you're going to want to look at Aqualung's new Legend series. Here it is. So, ooh, it's hard to focus. So this is Aqualung Legend new series. So Aqualung Legend has actually been around for a long time. So now what they've done is developed the whole new range, got rid of the last ones and brought out these ones. So you've got MBS, you've got the Elite, you've got the MBS, the Elite, and you've just got the Legend. So these are great regulators. I have used them before. I've not used this particular new one. It only came out I think like 3 days ago, so it's brand new to the market. I'm bringing it this week. I'm going to hardcore test it. I've got the MBS and the Elite, so I'm going to try both of these out. I will let you know more about the Aqualung Legend series, but yeah, really excited to try them out. Like part of me hopes I'm not going to love it as much as the XL4, the Apex, but I have a feeling I might. To the last items in my scuba wardrobe, BCDs. So I've only got 2 BCDs, you might be surprised to know, considering I have so much of everything else. I have tried out a load of different BCDs, but I just don't own more than 2. As I said, the first one I ever bought was off eBay. Can't remember what it was, what make it was, but it was really crap. And then the second one I ever bought, which I've now had for probably 6 or 7 years, and I still use to this day, is a Cressy Travel Light. And I love it. I actually love it because it folds up so small. It's honestly the size of like a hoodie. It's really light, as it says on the tin. It lasted me hundreds and hundreds of dives over multiple destinations and multiple years. It was only, I think it was under £200 when I originally bought it. I think now you can get it for like $250. 100% recommend it to everyone that is starting out diving and wants to buy their first set of gear, because the great thing is it's not going to set you back too much, and you know that it's going to be super light for travel. Cressy have never sent me anything or gifted me anything at all. I bought this myself and I have no obligation to tell you guys that it's amazing, other than the fact that it's had some extreme use and it's still there. The second BCD I have is Aqualung Rogue, and now we're stepping it up a little bit. I was so surprised when I first started diving it, like just not having like, you know, around your waist. Usually you've got kind of the pockets and stuff and just restriction, and it was like flying when I first started diving in my Rogue. Did have a few kind of malfunctions with the Rogue to begin with, because you do have to put it all together yourself. There are kind of instructional videos online, but I managed to put the weight pockets in the wrong way, and they are quite hard to get out once you snapped them in. So I actually broke off one of the weight pocket kind of functions, so I sent it back to Aqualung. They fixed it for me, which is really great, which they do offer for everybody, so that's super good. And recently the Rogue has just come out with some beautiful covers, so you can see one here, and then the other one is actually on the Rogue, ready for me to take diving with me this week, and it matches my wetsuit. So yeah, let's take a little look at the Rogue. This is the Rogue, the beauty. I mean, the cover just makes it look amazing. But yeah, I'll show you some pictures of it as well. It's a great BCD. It did take me a little bit of getting used to compared to the Cressy Travel Light, but yeah, totally recommend it. And I think it's probably one of the first ones that's come out with covers to make BCDs not so black. As you can see behind me, there is a whole rail of wetsuits, leggings, rash vests and all sorts of scuba wear, but I'm going to wait until next video to show you all of that. So until then, I have comprehensively linked down below everywhere that you can get your equipment from. Bear in mind that some regions may have to go to different websites. I do actually recommend you just go into your local dive centre supplier, whoever you usually get your gear from, and request what you want. If you request it, they can then phone brand, and you know, hopefully they can get it in for you. If you also have any other questions about gear, about where to find it, or if you want any kind of more comprehensive reviews on something, just leave me a link below. And we've started a new Girls That Scuba YouTube channel, so please go over there, please subscribe to the new YouTube channel, and on that channel we are going to be doing a lot more reviews, not just me. You're not just going to be seeing my face, you'll be seeing the whole Girls at Scuba team and girls from around the world talking about diving, talking about gear. So head over to Girls at Scuba, subscribe to that, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think about my wonderful, wonderful scuba wardrobe that I did work very, very hard for.